So, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. So, in the last class, you have studied about electrochemical cell. No? Electrochemical cell. And today I have sent you a tute for the remaining parts. You have taken a printout, it is easy. Right? And we'll see from that. So this is the tute given. Cell consists iron and copper electrodes. So, what is our heading? Cell consists iron and copper electrode. Cell consists iron and copper electrode. Then it is like normal cell. Earlier we have studied. So one beaker is there. In this beaker, two metal rods are there. One is taken as the iron. I had given one as iron. Iron means Fe, ferrous. The other one I have taken as the copper. Copper means Cu. Then it is connected to a cell. Right? I think the cell is imprinted. So cell, you have to put a cell. Right? Or just connected, no? It is connected just for ammeter or some other instrument can be connected. Now, what is the liquid found in this? Like liquid is given diluted sulfuric acid. Diluted sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Diluted sulfuric acid. Then in the cell, one is anode, the other one is cathode. Now, what is happening here? Iron and copper is there. So both are metals. Then one of this becomes into positive ion, cation, by losing the electron. Then which one start that work? How to decide that? So when they give two metals, you could have studied the activity series in grade 10. This is the activity series. This is the activity series. Activity series means descending order of the activity. Potassium is highly reactive. Potassium, sodium are highly reactive. Others are low reactivity. So descending order, not ascending order. So you could have heard potassium, sodium stored in the water, stored in the laboratory. inside the kerosene oil, paraffin oil. So when you put it to water, it reacts very fast. We can't keep them out because they are reacting with the moisture and air. So because of that, they are stored in paraffin oil. You can ask the scientific reason. Now see here, this is the descending order. Upper one react more than the lower one. Here we are using two metals. One is iron, the other one is copper. Compare it and see. We are using iron, iron is here, copper is here. So iron is more reactable than the copper. So because of that, iron only start to becomes into positive ion cations. So in the activity series, upper one only start the reaction. Then what is happening? Iron is there, iron atoms are losing the electron to this and jumping into the solution. So iron atoms putting 2 electrons out and jumping into the solution. Electrons are negative. When they put 2 negative out, they are getting 2 positives. So iron becomes into Fe becomes into Fe2 plus. So atom becomes into iron by putting 2 electrons. Then there is a possibility to get electron because of this. Fe2 plus only falls into this. Then in the diluted sulfuric acid we have studied. Diluted sulfuric acid breaks into 2. How does it breaks into 2? H2SO4 that breaks into 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. Then there are H plus. That H plus accept the electron from the copper. So when 2H plus absorb electron from the copper, so the copper supplies the electron for this. Then what is happening? H plus is there. They are getting electron and becomes into H. 2H plus are there. They are getting 2 electrons and becomes into 2H. 2H means hydrogen gas. Then there's a formation of hydrogen gas bubbles in this. Then what is happening for the electrons? Electrons concentration increases here. Electron concentration decreases here. Because of that, electrons start to flow from high concentration to low concentration. So one and only way to flow this external circuit. Then the electrons start to flow this way. Electrons start to flow from this road to that road. Then this one is losing the electron. Losing the electron is called oxidation. Where the oxidation occurs, that is only called anode. So this is the anode. This one accepting the electron. Accepting the electron is called reduction. Where reduction occurs, that is only called cathode. Then this one is cathode. Then electron pass from anode to cathode. Then the direction of the current is opposite to that. Direction of the current is opposite to the direction of the electron. Then the direction of the current is this way. Current always flow from positive to negative. Then this one is the positive, this one is the negative. Positive to negative. Then this one is positive, that one is negative. So in the cell, anode is only negative, cathode is only positive. Right? So then electron flows this way to this road to that road. Current flow this road to this road. Electron flow anode to cathode. Current flow cathode to anode. Then this is the reaction that occurs in the iron. That means now iron is named as anode. Because of that, this is the reaction that occurs in the anode. So that is called anodic reaction. Or the reaction occurs in the anode. This is the reaction that occurs in the cathode. Because of that is called cathodic reaction. So anodic reaction and cathodic reaction. So these are considered as the half reactions. half chemical reactions. So this is the first half chemical reaction. This is the second half chemical reaction. So when you add these two half, we are getting the full 1 plus 2. When you add these two, Fe 2H plus, then Fe plus 2H plus. Then here 2 electrons are there that get cancelled, so no need to write. Just will write and cancel. Then when you add this side, Fe2 plus these 2 electrons plus that hydrogen. Then either side we can cancel the electrons. Then if you cancel the electron, Fe plus 2H plus, happening Fe2 plus H2. Then this is the balance overall reaction. Balance overall ionic reaction. Then what is happening here? FeH plus atom ion, that is getting exchanged. See, this one becomes ion, that one becomes atom and molecules. So exchanging, ion exchanging is occurring. So this is the reaction occurring in the anode. Same like earlier reaction. In earlier one we put zinc. Zinc lose 2 electron and become Zn2 plus. Here name only different. Right, there zinc involved, here iron involved. There hydrogen take the electron, here also hydrogen. Next one also same. Only the letter is getting changed, process is same. Zinc means zinc occurring like this, iron means iron occurring. Then if I put some another thing, that is only reacting and doing this work. Same process, only the letter is different. So then this one half reaction, this another half reaction. When you add 1 and 2, you are getting the overall reaction. So you can copy down this. I had given the diagram, then reaction in anode, reaction in cathode, overall reaction. By adding 1 and 2, you can write the overall reaction. So this is the overall reaction. Only these 3 steps. Is it okay? Anyone writing? Shall I clean the board? Then we'll see the next one. What is the next one? Cell consists zinc and iron electrodes. Cell consists zinc and iron electrodes. So here iron and copper. Now we are changing this into zinc and iron. Zinc and iron. Then see the cell is given like this. This one rod, this another rod, this only zinc, this only iron. It is connected by the external circuit. Solution is there. What is the solution? Diluted sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Right? Then when you compare the iron and zinc in the activity series, zinc found in the upper part. When you compare to the iron. Now see zinc and iron. Zinc only found in the upper part. So zinc only making the cation, positive ion. Then you can write the reaction. Same like earlier one. Just give a try and see. And this is the diagram. Cell consists zinc and iron electrodes. Reaction in anode. Diluted sulfuric acid is used. So reaction in anode. Then write the reaction in cathode. Then write the overall reaction. So what is the anodic reaction? Reaction of the zinc. Zinc atom is there that put 2 electrons into this and jumping into the solution as Zn2 plus. In the first cell we have written. Same way, zinc becomes into Zn2 plus by putting out 2 electron. This 1/2 reaction. So 1/2 reaction. Then this gives out hydrogen. Sulfuric acid breaks into 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. Then the H plus takes the electron from this. Plus is attracting the electrons. Then here iron supplies the electron. Then H plus is getting 1 electron from the iron in the cathode and becomes into H. Then 2H plus are there. They are taking 2 electrons and becomes into H2. This is the second reaction. So first half, second half reaction. So this one gets the electron, then the electron concentration increases. I have shown you only one atom. Like that, thousands of atoms are putting electron. I have shown you only one hydrogen molecule. Thousands of hydrogen molecules forms. Then the number of electron increases here, number of electron decreases here. Then the electrons start to flow from zinc to iron. Then this one loses the electron. So that is only the negative. While losing the electron, that is called oxidation. Where oxidation occurs, that is called anode. Then here electrons settle, then that is the positive that attracts the electron. Then here it is called cathode. Current is there opposite to the movement of the electron. So when they ask you to write the direction of the electron flow, zinc to iron. When they ask you to write the direction of the current, iron to zinc. Simple case. Then what is the overall reaction? Overall reaction is when you add these two. When you add these two, here zinc and hydrogen. So zinc plus 2H plus. No need to write the electron because this electron gets cancelled with that side. Then write the remaining. Zn2 plus H2. This is the overall reaction or balanced ionic equation. Is it okay? Anodic reaction, cathodic reaction, then overall reaction. So these are the cells. Cells means it has the ability to pass the current for external circuit. It supplies the electron flow for the external circuit. Then we'll see what is meant by electrolysis. Electrolysis. Now, up to now, we didn't supply the current for this cell. Now we are taking two inert electrodes. Inert electrode means that one reacts with the electrolyte that we are taking. What is the solution? For that carbon rod we are taking. Carbon rod, carbon electrode. So both are carbon electrodes. Anode and cathode, both are carbon electrode, carbon rod. Then we are connecting the cell for this, an external current, plus and minus. So this is the solution. We can take any solution according to our need. This is the solution. Now here, while connecting this in this way, up to now we didn't connect a cell. Now we are connecting a cell. This is the positive terminal of the cell. Cell push the current out through the positive terminal. Then the positive is connected to this. The one connected to the positive is plus. The one connected to the negative is minus here. Then the positive one is anode. Positive one is anode here. Negative one is cathode here. Earlier we told cathode is positive, anode is negative. In this system, anode get plus, cathode get minus, because we have connected an external cell. According to that only it is decided. So this is positive, this is negative. Then this push the current through this. Current comes this way. Then current comes up to here. If this solution allows the current, then the current can pass from here to there. Current comes this way. If this solution allows the current, then the current can pass through this. Then return to the other side of the cell through this. Now we'll use different solution and see. First take distilled water that found in the laboratory. Pour the distilled water into this. When you pour the distilled water into this, if the distilled water allows the current, then there will be a current flow. We can make sure by connecting an ammeter. I am connecting an ammeter. And this is the ammeter. When the current flow, then the ammeter shows a deflection. Now if you use the distilled water, there won't be any deflection in the ammeter. That means distilled water is not passing the current. Then we remove the distilled water and pour the kerosene oil into this. Pour petrol, diesel like that. So when you pour the petrol, diesel, kerosene oil is better because petrol, diesel is dangerous. Right? Can catch fire. So we'll use the kerosene oil. So when you use the kerosene oil, you can see there is no deflection. Then that means those petrol, diesel, kerosene oil also not allowing the current. Right? Use sugar solution. That also won't allow the current. Then remove this and take little amount of salt solution. Pour the salt solution into this. Then you can see the ammeter shows a deflection. That means salt water allowing the current. Then take that salt water out and mix few drops of acid with water and use that water. When you mix few drops of acid with water, that is called acidulated water. Right? Few drops of acid. And when you pour that water, then you can see a deflection in the ammeter. Then acidulated water also allowing the current. Then take little amount of copper sulfate. Copper sulfate, blue color solution, you can dissolve into water and prepare the copper sulfate solution and pour into this. When you pour the copper sulfate solution, then you can see a reading in the ammeter. That means copper sulfate also allowing the current. Like this, we can take different solutions. Some solutions are allowing the current, some solutions are not allowing the current. If the solution allows the current, then ammeter shows a reading. If the solution avoid the current, if it cause a block for the current, then ammeter won't show the reading. The solutions or liquids that allows the current is called electrolyte. The solution that allows the current is called electrolyte. Now, copper sulfate I told, acidulated water, you can use diluted sulfuric acid or diluted hydrochloric acid. Diluted means mixing with water. Those are allowing the current, right? Normally, acid, base, and ionic solutions. Current means it is the flow of the charges. There should be plus or minus charges. In iron, there are charges. So when there are ionic solution or acidic solution or basic solution, they are allowing the current. The other covalent bond solution won't allow the current normally. Distilled water, covalent bond. Petrol, diesel, kerosene oil, covalent bond. They won't allow the current. But some covalent bonds are allowing the current because of the ionization, right? Hydrochloric acid is a covalent bond that allows the current. Hydrogen iodide is the covalent bond that allows the current. Sulfuric acid has covalent bond that allows the current. Some solutions allow the current. We can't say all the covalent bonds won't allow the current. When it ionizes, then that allows the current. Now, salt water allowing the current. Salt water conducts the current. Salt water can be taken as the electrolyte. But if you take a salt piece and touch the current wire by that, you won't get the current. Because when the salt is in the crystal form, there are no movable electrons. When it is in crystal form, it won't conduct the current. If it is melted or if it is dissolved into water, then only that form the ions. Then only that gets the movable charges. When they get the movable charges, only that can pass the current. Right? Sodium chloride won't. Sodium chloride means our curry salt. It won't pass the current when it is in the crystal form. If it is in the liquid form, molten form or fused form, right? Melted form is called fused form. Then that allows the current. Or if it is dissolved into water, it allows the current. If it is a crystal, it won't allow the current because in the crystal, charges are there, but it cannot be moved. It's closely packed. Then it won't conduct the current. Okay. So under the electrolysis, you can write, I have written, the chemical changes brought about passing electricity through a solution or a liquid which conduct electricity is called electrolysis. So passing current in this system only called electrolysis. Passing current through this system only called electrolysis. See, it is given like this. The chemical changes brought about by passing electricity through a solution or a liquid which conduct electricity are called electrolysis. Then there's an activity, the activity that I have explained. See, what are the materials required? Carbon electrodes. Here carbon electrodes are there. 2 torch cells, 1.5 volt cell, 2 cells are there. Connecting wires, ammeter, beaker, coconut oil, kerosene oil, distilled water, acidified water, salt solution, ethanol, like that things are there. Then dip the carbon electrode in the above liquid solution and see whether there is a deflection in the ammeter. Record your observation. So you have to change the solution one by one. Put coconut oil and see whether there is a deflection. Then remove the coconut oil and put the kerosene oil. Don't put everything, one by one. Then remove the kerosene oil, distilled water. Then remove that and put acidified water. Then remove that and put salt water. Then remove that and put ethanol. Ethanol means alcohol solution. Then some of this solution allows the current. Some of these solutions won't allow the current. The one allow the current is called electrolyte. The one does not allow the current is called non-electrolytes. So right under this, I left 4 lines. In that you can write. First 2 lines you can write. No deflection in ammeter. Ammeter we write like this. While using coconut oil, kerosene, and distilled water. The next 2 lines you can write. A deflection in ammeter can be seen while using other solutions. So for coconut oil, kerosene oil, distilled water, no deflection. For the other solutions, that shows the deflection. Right? No deflection in ammeter while using coconut oil, kerosene oil, and distilled water. A deflection in ammeter can be seen while using other solutions like acidified water, copper sulfate, then sulfuric acid solution, and alcohol. Then see electrolytes. What is electrolytes? The liquids or solution conduct electricity. So what are the liquids or solution that conduct electricity? aqueous solution of ionic compounds. Right? For this, you can write example, ionic compounds, salt solution. For example, you can write salt solution. It is an ionic compound. Salt solution. Then molten fused liquido ionic compound. Right? Fused means melted. So melted salt is there. So melted salt conducts the current. Salt solution and melted salts are different. So molten salt. Molten salt. Molten salt means pure salt melted by heat. That is molten salt. Salt solution means salt is mixed in water. Both are different. Water, I think. No, R, no. Molten salt. Solution of acids. What are the solution of acid? Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid, HCl. Then sulfuric acid, H2SO4. So sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid means H2SO4 is the symbol. Then solution of base. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. KOH, potassium hydroxide. Comma, sodium hydroxide. NaOH, sodium hydroxide. These are base. So 4 items given. So 4 items are there. What are the 4 items? One is aqueous solution of ionic compounds. Ionic compounds. Then molten or fused organic compounds. Ionic compounds. Solution of acids. Solution of base. So these are the one electrolytes. They have the ability to conduct the current. Then non-electrolytes. Non-electrolytes. The liquid or solution that are not conducting electricity. The liquid or solution that are not conducting electricity only, non-electrolytes. Pure water, organic liquids. Pure water, organic liquids. That I had given, ionic crystal have no mobile electrons. No mobile electrons, movable electrons. Movable electrons only considered as the mobile electrons. So that word is here. No mobile electrons, no movable electrons. Because of that, therefore, they cannot conduct electricity. I told, if you take a salt crystal and touch the current wire, we won't get the current. Because it's a crystal, no mobile electrons. When these are dissolved into water or fused, right, dissolved into water or fused, they get mobile electrons and conduct electricity. So we have to dissolve into water, or it should be melted. Then only they have the ability to conduct electricity. The hydrocarbons means our organic matters. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen compounds. Hydrocarbons like petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin. Petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin means wax. Are covalent bond. They are covalent bond. Covalent compounds. Because of that, they do not conduct electricity. Here it is given, ionic bond conduct electricity. Right? But covalent bond won't conduct electricity. Pure water also covalent, no iron, so it does not conduct electricity. So pure water means distilled water. Pure water is not water that you are getting from the tap. Pure means not this clean water. The tap water consists several minerals. Because of that, that conduct electricity. This is the water found in the laboratory, or for vehicles we are using battery water for the battery. That is pure water that won't conduct electricity. But covalent compounds such, right? Covalent compounds such, hydrogen iodide. Hydrogen iodide. Hydrogen iodide means hydrogen and iodine bonded. Then hydrochloric acid, HCl, hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric, HNC capital, L is simple, hydrochloric acid. L should be simple, hydrochloric acid. Then sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid we know, H2O, SO4. These are conducting because they are breaking and forming the ions. Hi breaks into 2 as H plus and I minus when we use for the electrolysis process. Like that, HCl can breaks into 2. First part is always plus, H plus and Cl minus. H2SO4 already we have learned that breaks into 2 as 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. 2H plus and SO4 2 minus. Because of that, they are breaking and forming the charges, ions. Then these ions are getting ability to move. Because of that, they conduct electricity. So ionic crystal conduct electricity. Ionic crystal has no ability to conduct electricity because no mobile electron. When these are dissolved into water, they get the mobile electron and conduct electricity. Hydrocarbons won't conduct electricity, right? But some covalent bond conduct electricity because of the breaking down of ions. Those examples are given here. So you have to keep this in memory. Okay. Then electrolyte means, see the word electrolysis and electrolyte, non-electrolyte. Both are different. Electrolysis, here lysis. Here I am saying electrolyte. Here non-electrolyte. Right? Then according to this electrolysis process means chemical changes that are occurring while passing the current through a solution. When the current allows, it is called electrolyte, otherwise non-electrolyte. That is the summary we have studied. Right, then today we'll stop. Tomorrow we'll continue the rest. So goodbye.